Today I am going to start new lesson, Karnataka Economic and Social Transformation. The land reforms. The various measures implemented to solve the problems with regard to land holdings are called land reforms. The land reforms that were put into practice as a result of these movements are as follows. 1. Abolition of zamindari system. Restricting the hold of the feudal classes on land was the objective of this measure. This is one of the most important land reforms. In 1955, a committee was formed under the leadership of ex-Vice President of India, B.D. Jatti. This committee made certain recommendations towards bringing about land reforms. The committee recommended that every family should be given maximum 116 acres dry land and 27 acres irrigated land. These recommendations helped the wealthy. These recommendations were implemented in 1957 but did not change the existing system in a decisive manner. But the land reform law of 1974 played a decisive role in changing the existing system. She is Basappa Danappa Jatti, B.D. Jatti. Next, reforms in the tenancy system. D. Devraj Aras, Chief Minister. Tenants faced many problems. Tenants means renting the land to others. These problems were huge amount of rent to be paid, increase in secure land holdings and landless farm workers. It means those who do not have land, those who have more land, they were giving the land those who do not have land for them as a rent. Now, in order to solve these problems, in 1974, Chief Minister D. Devraj Aras brought into force a revolutionary law in Karnataka which said the tiller is the owner of the land. Many landless people who had been cultivating the land under tenancy became land owners. The main features of the 1974 Land Reforms Amendment Act. It cancelled all kinds of tenancy. The tiller was given the opportunity to establish his right to the land he cultivated. All the lands on rent came into the possession of the government. Those who wished to establish their rights to the land and those who wanted compensation had to apply to tribunals. The decision of the tribunal was final its judgment could be questioned only in the High Court. Now, maximum limit on land holdings. The state government fixed a limit on the land a family could possess. The maximum limit of owning land was fixed by then government. A family could have 54 acres of fertile land that had no facility of water. If the land had irrigation facility and more than one crop was being grown there, the family could have 10 to 18 acres. If it was irrigated land with only one crop being grown, each family could have maximum 27 acres. In 1977, the Inam Collection Cancellation Act came into being. Creation of economic holdings. The land holdings which enable the cultivator to earn sufficient income for comfortable life of his family after accounting for all his expenses are called economic holdings. Development of cooperative farming. What is cooperative farming? Farmers voluntarily form cooperative associations, give up their lands for collective supervision, and cultivate the lands together. When the crop is harvested and sold, they set aside money for long term development of the land and divide the rest of the money among themselves. This is called cooperative farming system. Next, Backward Classes Commission. The non-Brahmins like. In Backward Commission, the Indian society has inequality due to the hierarchical caste system. Many castes have remained backward from times immemorial. After the arrival of British in India, a new social mobility began to be seen. Under the British system, all people, irrespective of caste or class, could avail English education. English educated people could get new opportunities in the British government. When the non-Brahmins received education, there was a new awakening in them. Though they were the majority, they were not suitably represented in government jobs. Hence, the non-Brahmins like Sahukar Chennaiya, M. Basavaya and others began non-Brahmin movements in Mysuru province. Chief Minister D. Devraj Aras appointed the first Backward Classes Commission under the chairmanship of L.J. Havnur in 1975. The percentage of students of different castes who passed in SSLC examination in 1975 was taken as the criterion for determining the backwardness of those castes. As per the recommendation of the Hamnoor report, a government order was issued in 1977. This was a revolutionary order. It enabled to great extent the backward classes to be economically and politically empowered. However, the order was contested in the Supreme Court. The Karnataka government gave the assurance that all the deficiencies in the report would be rectified. Towards that end, the T. Venkateswamy Commission was appointed in 1983. However, due to political pressures, the Venkateswamy report was not accepted by the government during the period of Chief Minister Ramakrishna Hegde. A committee was formed under the leadership of Justice O. Chennappa Reddy. The recommendation of this committee were also not implemented due to the political pressures. All the reservation policies issued with regard to the backward classes till now have been only compromises and have not been based on any recommendations of the scientific study. I hope all you understood the lesson. Now, write your notes neatly. Thank you.